Hello, folks. Sorry for the delay. Tonight we're going to cover all in on AI and money from a brand new free open source image editor that blows past the competition to 10 ways AI sucks at workflows and desperately needs to be improved to I called it the ultimate, but I should call it the beginner's guide to DeFi and taking control of your money. So let's break it down. What do you got, Tony?
I'm going to do an all-encompassing start to finish about Zombie South. And then we should probably, talk about what's going on with the border and how does it affect our economy.
I don't know what is going on. I don't know what's going on with the border. So,
well, supposedly the cartels are sending invasion forces across the border. And they're fighting back against them.
You got some sort of echo. Let me check the audio.
It sounds like you're.
Oh, okay. That's my fault.
That's all right. We gotta go.
Forgot to switch over. Go again, Tony.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Robert. So I guess I'll start. So I assume it's better.
It is.
Okay.
For me, anyways.
Well, it's Alibaba, which is a AI company, is a data company. I'm not really sure what they are, but they're a huge Chinese firm. Has just come out with Qwen, and they're calling it Qwen ImageEdit. It's a open source AI powerhouse for editing photos using natural language. Unlike most closed platforms, you can download it and run it offline. And what that allows, obviously, is privacy for your content generation. They're not stealing your ideas or watching what you're doing. And in theory, this would allow you to do more because you're not having the platform censor your views. And a lot of these platforms are extremely censored. You can't talk about political stuff or anything, really. You have to keep it very, very G. So we're going to talk about everything from single image fixes to removing stray objects to full-blown transformations. And you should be getting it. I sent you the link, Tony. So you should just we're going to work on, if you have a portrait of yourself that you can
I really don't, but I can
or a picture of your kids or whatever you want, or a logo, but you need an image. So you can swap outfits, you can change logos, you can convert the image into Lego. It's basically a character consistent across multiple poses or angles, so you can load one image and it can estimate what that image would look like from a different angle. And so it's give you some data on it for the nerds out there. It's built on a 20 billion parameter Qwen image model, optimized specifically for editing images. I played with it a little bit, but I haven't gotten. I just found out about it about 3 hours ago, so haven't had a tremendous. So we'll be learning about what it can do together. Basically, it's open source, downloadable, offline, and unlimited use. So if you had the creativity and the money, you could actually develop your own business around it, and you wouldn't owe anyone anything, unlike many of its competitors like OpenAI or something like that. It's a semantic visual editor, and it does precise micro edits on and very complex full transformations. It edits in, it's bilingual, it's very accurate in multiple language, Spanish, Chinese, English, and there's a couple of Russian. It keeps fonts and styles intact when you do the images. So you could have, in theory, a English signage or logo and use this to change the logo's text while keeping the style and the font. Obviously, you can't change it from Chinese to American because there's no font there, but from Russian or something like that, it could Mexican or Spanish, whatever.
Okay, I have a lousy picture of myself. I was wondering what I can do with this program to make it presentable. I mean, what basically I have my eyes closed on it and a crappy background. So what can we
do you have it on your desktop?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, so let me finish talking about it, and then we can see what we can do. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm hoping we can improve it. Otherwise, this is going to be a very bad segment.
Yeah, this is a bad picture, and that's the whole idea behind it. See if we can do something with it.
So you can supposedly you can swap out, or you can remove objects completely. You can swap like your outfit. You can change objects. It's supposed to be hyper detailed and realistic. You can swap out backgrounds. And it can even make synthetic angles. So it can completely generate you can take a picture of yourself and then say, hey, I want to see it from the right. And it's a straight on, and it'll, I want a 3/4 view. It can restylization, including into anime, Gerbli, I don't know exactly what that is, Lego, and watercolor. It can restore. It says it will deblur, color correct, and repair damaged photos. So we're going to put all this to the test. And you can download it, and for the people that are into this kind of thing, such as myself, you can download it to Comfy UI, which is a user interface for these graphical models, and basically use it, all of these capabilities within that I guess UI, and that UI has its own tools built into it. So we're going to give it a shot. So once you get to the main, I think you have to use your Google login. So you go to chat.qwen.com, I think is what it is. And then
I'm there.
And then just log in.
Log in.
Yeah.
And I'll with Google.
Yes.
That's me. Okay. Then once I get it open,
you just switch.
I'll switch it over so you can see it.
Okay. And I'll blow you up.
Confirm. Please complete the verification. Okay.
Put the top. Make it small. Okay.
All right. Good evening, me. All right.
while you're figuring this out, I
I'm
found,
just getting going to screen share right now,
but
and okay, and I'm going
I
to
want to
share it.
plug next week's show a little bit. Next week, we're planning on doing a show on not our typical abundance thing, but there's just been a tremendous amount of stuff going on and what I would call high weirdness, but a lot of weird UFO stuff. Some just a bunch of
Is it?
weird
Yeah, we're going to discuss. Is it uh, military tech? Is it
angels and
people from
demons.
outer space? Is it for people from outer space? Is it angel and demons? Or is it a combination of all of them? That's what we're going to talk about.
Or is it something we've never heard of? We don't know.
Or is it just one big scam to keep us occupied? We
Yeah.
don't know.
But is it the CIA's Project Blue Scan or whatever it is?
Project, you know, Project Smoke and Mirrors.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, okay. So to utilize, first of all, let's you want to click either it's got image editing and image generation. Let's start off with image generation and just type to see. Okay, those are not yours, are they?
Of course they're not.
All okay, right, yeah. I mean, I guess some of them are Chinese. So I guess so. Just type in something. Generate a image of anything you want. How something sci-fi. I guess an image of something, a UFO attacking CIA headquarters. Cinematic. Make sure you put cinematic in there. All right.
I guess I didn't spell cinematic right because I'm an idiot. There we go. Okay, let's see what happens. Here goes nothing.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of this.
That's what I paid for it.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. No matter how terrible it is, it's worth it.
I don't know about that. Sometimes some things are just better left undone.
Could you scroll up a little bit so that the whole thing is showing in the image?
Okay, now I guess.
No. Well, it's a little small, but that is actually pretty darn good. What do you think?
Let's download.
Can you make it bigger?
Okay, I've downloaded it, and I can make it bigger. All right, download. I will find it. Of course, you can't see me making it bigger, can you?
Not without switching it. But
so I'm going to switch, and I have to diminish it first. This is very clunky.
Yeah. But it's still an improvement over not being able to show anybody anything.
Yeah, it's not going to let me show what's on my desktop, I guess. Window. Let's try window.
Yeah, just drag and drop the image into like another window of Chrome or whatever. It'll open it up.
Okay, cancel.
It'll just display the image.
Okay, let's get rid of that.
All the naked gerbils.
Okay. Okay. Now
Got it there,
back
big
in.
guy?
I've got I gotta find it. I have it here. Yeah.
I see you're the image master just like me. Okay.
What
I
do you
see.
what do you
I see.
think?
Uh I think it's exactly what we asked for. What do you I mean, I think
Exactly.
it's a good UFO. I mean, it's got good it's both horizontally and vertically. The action is divided by the rule of thirds. It's it's got good dynamic action. I think the color grading is good. It's got the guy in the foreground bringing you in. I mean, I think it's a good image.
I do too.
So,
That's how I'm going to generate my thumbnails from now on.
and so it's again, this is brand new. It came out yesterday. And it's not widely being used, but this is free. The key thing here is if you have a Google account, a Gmail account, you can just put your Gmail account in and it's unlimited free use. And if you really like it, you can download it and use it in your own image generator. And so let's close that out and switch back to the main interface, and then we'll see if we can do Operation Fix Tony's Headshot.
Okay.
Now, I don't know how good this is going to work. I've actually heard it's pretty good. Like, good enough that it might end Photoshop, but we're going to see. I obviously don't know what that means to the average person. I can tell you that the average person finds Photoshop too technically difficult to use, and so anything. I mean, that spit out a. How long did that take? Maybe a minute, 30
Yeah.
seconds. So in 30 seconds, you got near film quality graphic. The only thing that I would say was a downside was that it was perfectly square, and that could be an issue. I actually used it for our thumbnail for today. That's my.
All right. Let's get it back and do the shared thing there. There we are. There's my picture in there now. It's shrunk it. It's not that size.
Right.
And so what instructions should I give it? Change the background to Mardi Gras or
No, let's try to make it look professional. Say put in a professional looking um, office background. With a misspell office with a bokeh, which is the blurred, and
with the bokeh,
yeah, that's
BOCA,
KEH.
K
Oh no, yeah, KEHS bokeh.
KEH.
And let's put in background lighting effects while you met or just light, yeah, just and say cinematic. Let's just go for broke. Okay. See what we get.
Wait a second.
Cynomatic.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my. I'm sorry. Dyslexia. Let's see what happens. It's thinking.
Well, I can tell you what happened. You didn't have the image edit click. Um, uh,
Okay, well, image edit.
I think you can just copy and paste all that in there. Well, you see it generated its own prompt. I would just use that. You see it says a professional dressed. You probably will have to reload the image though. And then reload your image. Put the little icon of the image below the words. Bottom left of the prompt window. Okay. And then run it.
All right. Well, at least it wrote me a professional prompt. Not that meandering, incoherent babble that I put in there.
Well,
I will keep that. I'll keep that prompt because that is very helpful. Thanks to the background, high resolution, realistic. Okay.
Well, scroll up a little bit. I can't see the image.
I'm trying to.
Okay.
It's not letting me do it.
No, you have to scroll up on. Oh, there. Does it look like you?
Sort of. Let's see.
Is your face? Is it a very low res image to begin with of your face?
No, it's not low res. Okay, where was
I? It should be on the side that you should be able to grab the side scroller and scroll up.
Yeah, it doesn't look like me. It even has a cleft chin and everything. Things that don't have bigger ears. It has the nose right though, and it doesn't even have the eye color right.
Okay, well,
it's not bad though. It's just not me.
well, the important part is that it looks like you. If it comes, because just from the little image, you can't roll up on the thing a little bit though. There should be a little side on the right hand side. There should be a little pulley thing that you can. It's on the
It's asking me what it made a mistake on.
I would tell it. I would write in your own thing. The face doesn't look right. But on the right hand side, there should be a little, I don't know, control knob that allows you to scroll up and down through the entire chat history. I have a scroll wheel which allows me to do it, but try hitting page up on your. Yeah, there you go. There we go. That's good. Whatever you did, that's good. Let me.
Looks like somebody, but it's not me.
No, it did everything you asked, but the face isn't right. Take your headshot again and reload it in there and say keep everything, but add this face. See if we. So drag your face back in there, the portrait, the original portrait, because as an image, it's actually not. It's not bad, but yeah, it looks like you know, the likeness is not that close even.
Yeah, much better looking than that. Not really, but yeah.
Say replace with this face. It goes back and it changes everything back to the watch. It'll
And it just replaces everything with the face.
yes,
It's just a big face afterwards. You told me to replace it with a face.
because of our tremendous prompting ability.
I'll show them. I'll do exactly what they tell me. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
It did, but it did what we said. Okay. Anyway, so
it's going to take a little practice to get this thing to do what you want, I think.
yes. So
it's still in its infantile state.
Well, it's we don't know how to prompt it. Type in that you want to create a business logo for the Abundance podcast on a transparent background. Let's see if we can do that. You forgot the end. It's Abund.
I'll get it.
Dance.
Okay.
There you go. And
I can't spell with a damn.
Just right click it.
That's what I'm trying to do. I said my computer's allowing me to right click it for some reason. Oh, there it goes. Oh, of course. It's being, you know.
Is that, do you not have a mouse?
No, I don't have a mouse.
Okay.
Well, it's still supposed to work.
Yes.
I don't know why it's not working.
But that explains why you can't scroll up either. ENT, yeah. Okay. Background. Transparent background.
Oh, wait. I gotta scroll down here.
We're gonna have to.
What is this thing doing? It's not letting me put in picture or image. Let's if I give it the word image, will it understand? Nope.
Okay. Can you scroll down slightly?
No, it's not letting me do it. There's nothing in the bottom here.
Oh.
Nothing down there. It's some sort of
copy and copy that.
Okay, I'll give it a thumbs up. So leave me alone. And
yeah, what we want.
No.
Yeah, just make a new change. Chat. Yeah, and image generation first. Now type in create.
Oh, I know what the mistake we made, or I made. I still had it on image generation.
Editing, yes, and I knew that was the issue. That's why I was trying to get you to scroll down.
Okay.
Because I was looking for the changing of the options.
What else do you want? I got to spell create right first, right?
You need another posture, quotation. Let's just go with that. Let's not overcomplicate it. We don't have to. Let's just see what that comes up with, and then we can ask it to make changes. Because
Okay.
it's technically you're supposed to be able to do it with a mic even.
Oh, I can.
If
I've done it on Grok and stuff like that. You should be able to do it. Oh,
can you move the view up a little bit so we can see the whole thing? Not click on it. Go to the side on the far right side. There should be a little control mechanism, a little tiny control mechanism that allows you to scroll up a little bit, or hit page up if you don't have it. Okay. I mean, I think what I don't like about it is the gradient background.
yes.
If it was on a white background, or um, if it was on a transparent background, that's not half bad.
No, no, it's not.
Uh,
We could have it.
what do you suggest? I mean,
Uh, of course, I can't spell. I don't tell it to do that. It'll come up with something completely different.
it'll just come up with a transparent background.
Yes.
If it figures out what you meant there, then it's better than what I thought. I think it's going to do that.
Sort of
Maybe
figured it out.
it might be the black might be because it has no image there. It might be a transparent background, but
Okay.
it understood to keep everything else the same, and so that's pretty good. So you could do iterative changes, like, oh, change this, change that. So we don't need to continue on this, but to if you guys, I'm going to put the link in the description below the video so you guys can take a look at it. But what this allows you to do is you can take your logos, your professional picture that you might be using as your avatar. You can theoretically, if you're still there, Robert, you could take your jewelry in there and stuff like that, and swap out backgrounds, improve the image, and you could do it iteratively. So you can make a change, see if you like it, then make another change and build on it. Um, so it'd be like having basically a professional graphic designer at your disposal. Um, and we're not very good at it. It's a brand new product, but it's free, and it's as good as any of the other ones out there. Wouldn't you agree, Tony?
Yeah, I do. I agree. And a lot of the other ones, after you do 2 or 3 images, they're gonna shut you down.
Right.
So it's
So this one's
not bad.
supposedly unlimited free. I haven't put that to the test, but you know it's a good thing. Because I wasn't done. I hadn't used it enough to write a comprehensive user guide. I was still working on it, and so I'm going to include that after the show. So you guys check back, or by the time you're watching it, might already be there. I intend to have the show link. I mean, not show, like the chat link for this product, which is Qwen chat.qwen, spelled QWEN.com. It's in fact, I'll put it in the chat if I can find it real quick. Where is the chat? Chat. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, you should take a look at it. It's worth your time. So why don't we move on? I mean, we could play with it more offline. I don't want to waste the people's time. We got a lot of stuff to get through, and we're starting a little late. So, what do you got, Tony? What's your
Well,
first?
what I like to cover quickly, and it's not really political. I just want to cover the economic impact of the cartels on the U.S. economy, and how the elimination of those cartels will actually free up a lot of resources for the rest of the American people, and how large the problem actually is, and how most people don't even understand the magnitude of the problem.
Could you switch back to Dan and
Yes, I
Tony?
will switch back.
Is how are we going to see you in all your glory?
Abundance. Yes, we must be worrying about the abundance podcast. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Well, I was watching this. I was watching someone on the news talking about it, and I didn't realize how significant the impact is financially. It's almost completely devastating to our economy, and I didn't realize that how big a drag it is.
I don't know, but I have seen firsthand something that actually I could not believe. About 7-8 years ago, a friend of mine brought me to a warehouse run by illegals, and it was filled with everything. I mean, it had billions of dollars worth of basically stolen goods in there. But go ahead.
Just the cartels, I said, and this but there's also some direct benefit because it stimulates the economy because of sales. But you got to understand that most of the stuff is criminalistic in nature. When they steal something and resell it, that isn't stimulating the economy. But somehow Grok is sort of confused that a little bit. So the major suppliers of illicit drugs and human trafficking and fentanyl, they're not even talking about human trafficking, just the fentanyl and the other drugs, the implications it has on our society is, they say it's an estimate of 19 to 29 billion annually. How many people do we have in the United States?
365 million.
I think they're calculating that the average person, it costs them somewhere around $8,000 per person for us to support this nonsense.
How much? How many billion?
29 billion.
Go on. I'll tell you what that average is.
That's not per family. That's per person. If you count them per person, because the number of families is much smaller than that. So per household, it's huge. This is how much we're paying for medical. This is we're paying for lost, work, lost GDP, and the whole thing. Okay, right here in 2023, 2.7 trillion on 9.7% of the GDP, 212 billion. Lost productivity in deaths and addiction, 1.9 trillion in criminal justice. Criminal justice is 97 billion, 1.9 trillion for addiction. Addiction alone, with a T, trillion. Primarily driven by illicit opioids, fentanyl, according to, is over 70% of the opioid overdoses. That means there's still 30% of people overdosing on heroin and other forms of opioids, which they bring across too. They bring across the pills along with the fentanyl. 1.5 trillion in healthcare and lost productivity. An average of 625 billion annually for overdose treatment alone.
Well, just in addiction costs, it costs the average person $5,277. That's assuming every person, not just a working person. That's every human in America.
Is that a drag on our economy? Probably. So that means my household, that would be equivalent to $25,000 or $25,000 to $32,000.
That's what it's costing.
That's as much as I make.
Yeah, that is.
So that's the kind of drag that's on the economy. Half of my paycheck is going to fentanyl treatment. And then we have to think about taxes and everything else. So this is not even a political issue. This is just flat out economics. That's why Trump's going after it. And plus,
well, and you're going to have to catch me up on that.
107,000 deaths per year.
Yeah, it's more than World War II.
In 10 years, it's 1 million people.
How many people died in World War II? I'm going to find that out.
That's just here. That's not worldwide. How many people are dying worldwide? I don't know.
No, and I said how many Americans died in World War II. I'm finding out. Keep going.
Probably, I'd say 2 million or something. Who knows? Anyways, it's largely sourced from the cartel production using precursors from China. So I don't know what that means. That means the people this is happening in Canada and in Mexico. They're making the drugs there and bringing them across.
Okay, so in World War II, for the whole war, in both campaign theaters, we had 418 million die. So, how many years was it? Over 6 years and 1 day. So you're talking about more people die per year from fentanyl overdoses than Americans died in World War II. Yeah, we should bomb the fuck out of Venezuela and Mexico.
They just said right here the largest component is the 1.9 trillion in premature deaths and costs in premature deaths. Reduced workforce participation, absenteeism from addiction, and historical data from the Office of National Drug Policy. Law enforcement, 15 billion annually for 50% of domestic enforcement interdiction. Incarceration, over 500,000 people. 113 billion a year. And child and family services for the families of people who were thrown in jail or died because of fentanyl and the other drugs. 496 billion in 2023 due to family disruptions from addictions and deaths. Money laundering and corruption. Cartels generate 18 to 39 billion wholesale proceeds annually. That's wholesale. That's not what the end user has to pay. That's what the cartels make. So the economy for it is probably double that. So we're talking, $72 billion,
Those are staggering. Model. Those are staggering numbers. You're talking about roughly the same amount of money that it costs to fight Russia. I mean,
so we have to look at if Canada's participating or Mexico's participating in this and Venezuela, then they are our enemies.
Well, what I heard just recently is that Venezuela is actually the head of the snake, and that Moderno or whatever is that his name? Moderno?
Yeah.
The president of Venezuela. He took over, and his son is actually in charge. His oldest son's in charge of the cartels in Venezuela, and the Venezuelan cartel is in charge of all the other ones. And so they're using oil money from Venezuela as the primer for their cartels, and then China is basically working intelligence for them. And so China is giving Venezuela intelligence and logistical help and manufacturing help. And then these guys are functioning as their attack dogs. And it's not just Venezuela. They're in Brazil, all the places that have turned commie. is because of this guy. And so I heard this week. I guess it was leading up to Trump's action. I didn't even know we were planning on anything, but I seen it leaking out. And so this is a $100 billion, $200 billion a year operation that they're, because it's all of these cartels. They're the ones that are funding the Trent Nicaragua gang and MS-13, and they're the ones pushing the because these things are occult driven things, and they're doing human sacrifice and all this stuff. And as we know, 500,000 children disappeared in 4 years. This is this is worse than World War II. And everybody's just sitting on their ass, and I had no idea. I'm not blaming anyone for sitting on their ass, because I'm pretty up on this stuff. I've never heard of it. And so I hope he does do something about this.
Yeah, what they're saying is right here is $8,000 per capita.
Per person. Well, just with 1.9 trillion in addiction costs, that's 5,000, and then the rest adds up to be the rest. That
means you have a family of 4. That's $32,000 that the government's wasting. And the thing is, that's if you take that. But these are also opportunity costs calculated. In other words, things that didn't happen because this did happen. In other words, people didn't go to work.
But ultimately, it's extraction of wealth out of it's. What it represents is the money is shifting out of our country into these other countries. Either things aren't happening in our country, or the money is leaving our country, or those resources are being spent and it's not going to Americans. Across the board, it ends up being a big fat zero for the middle class. And, everybody in America could use an extra $8,000 in their lives. I mean, if that's what the bottom line is, this is horrific.
I mean, this is a tremendous. And the thing is I don't see it because it's not really big in Pensacola where I am.
It's big everywhere. We just don't know it.
But it seems to be big in any organized major city. If you just walk around, these people are just high and half dead, just hanging off of everything. And not only that, they're putting fentanyl in just regular weed and things like that. So you should never buy any, even if it's legal in your state, don't buy it off the street. You could die.
Yeah. It's
you buy it from what do we call those things that we buy them from?
Dispensaries.
Yeah, dispensary. You buy it from a dispensary. It's the safest way to go now because the stuff from the street, they just add fentanyl to it to make it more addictive. And if they put a little too much, you're dead. It stops your heart and you quit breathing. Unless you have a Narcan pen with you to jab in someone's side to save their life. And who walks around with all that stuff with them? What we're going to have to do, the average person is just going to have to walk around with that stuff in their pocket.
It would be cheaper just to clean up the streets. And Trump is starting to do that. And he's getting a lot of pushback in these major cities. But it's not. If you have a Mexican
funding, who do you think is funding all those people in D.C.? It's not the Democratic Party. They have no money. It's the cartels. Because those people push their product. Without the end retail salesman, they have no business.
And if we round about the whole thing, I'm sure what we would find is that in some way, shape, or form, that the ultimate head of the dragon is one of our intelligence agencies. I'm not going to keep saying its name, but
it doesn't matter which one. They all work together. But right. Yes, you're correct.
And that's what really pisses.
By the way, did you see what Tulsi Gabbard did? She got rid of 37 of them.
Yes. But we're not making enough headway on that. Whether it's the thing that we're going to talk about on Friday, the fact that they're implicated in everything, and that they're looked at as the source of all the the issues.
All the woes.
And they contribute nothing. All they are is they're this.
The drag. They're the drag. They're the sand in the machinery.
Yes, and they cause problems so that they can protect us from the problem that they caused. And it's mind numbing that the longer I'm awake about these things, the more I keep seeing how they're the problem.
10% of our economy is tied up in this crap.
Yeah, and this is just one example of where the money is going, and we have, and then we're borrowing from everybody. It's sickening, man. You know, it was a lot easier to get along in life when I actually thought we were the good guys. Not the average American, obviously. They're just trying to live their lives, just like the average Chinese person isn't particularly involved in the machinations.
They're quite the opposite. They're less involved than we are. They're just keeping their head low and
Right.
working because otherwise their head goes missing.
You know, I seen this interesting video, and I suspected it was going to be the opposite, but I was kind of pleasantly surprised as they walked the streets of Moscow and asked the young people what do they think of Americans. And a couple of them were like they're dicks, but the vast majority of them were like they're the smartest, they're the bravest, they're the boldest, they're the best. Do you want to go to America? Yeah, I would fucking jump ship in a heartbeat. I was surprised that that Russia had such a that the average college kid in Russia actually had a positive outlook of our country.
More
Much
positive than we do.
Yeah, yes. Look, if they only knew the truth, we're just as big a dirtbags as them.
Well, we gotta keep them ignorant and happy. It's the way to go.
What I will say also is there wasn't a fat one in the bunch.
We're fat because our food is poison. It's not because we eat too much. Most people can't even afford to eat too much. It's just the food is so bad. Period. End of story.
So, anyways, it's a tragedy for sure, and I will have to look into that because I seen a little brief thing about that today that Trump moved a bunch of ships down to Venezuela, but I didn't know what it was about. I was out doing shit most of the day today, so. Anyways, so I is that pretty much what we got on that?
Yeah, it looks like I'm missing one of my things that I did. It somehow got wiped out, so I'm gonna have to redo it.
Okay. Well,
that's it for now. That's it. And the reason I want to cover that 10% of our GDP and effort and lost opportunity is going up in smoke, and at the same time, it's killing people.
I mean, the staggering number.
That money's going to them so they can continue to attack us. It's a war.
The fact that
I didn't realize how bad he was. You know
how many people are dying is that's the crazy shit.
Well, if the average, and these are people who are grown up and have jobs and stuff. A lot of them say that 70% of them have a job, and the average income per job is 35,000. That's a lot of money that could be in the economy right now.
Yeah, agreed.
Besides just the people's devastation, I mean, a family loses a wage earner, they're done.
And a lot of it's actually the college-bound people or initial. They're not. It's not necessarily. I'm not saying always, but it's not necessarily the 40-something with 2 kids. It's usually 18 to 30, and it's either they're just married, but it's if you spend 18 years raising somebody and they go to a party and they take fucking Valium or something like that and they croak because it's a fake Valium. That's just horrific. To put in as a parent to put in all that effort, and then they just fucking die. Or you just get married and you I mean, it's a tragedy for them, and it's a tragedy for the family unit. And the unfortunate part is, it seems like it's getting more. I know people that have had this happen. I mean, they're in our friend group here. There are kids that are friends of ours from college and high school that they're in this situation. Anyway, so I'm glad that he's taking this on, along with the crime epidemic in these major cities. I just hope the American people get it. There's not good data floating around on it, and unless you're interested. So my second story is going to be 10 things that ChatGPT or AI suck at, and we need to see fixed. And so we like to talk about the positives of a lot of this technology, but there's plenty of negatives. And not only are the social impacts, but I'm just talking about, here's a product that's been floating around now for some time, and it really doesn't have the basics. It's still a toy. And so after 3 years of ChatGPT and its rivals, users are kind of all hitting the same type of productivity wall. The hype is there, but when are you actually going to, be able to use AI for some serious work? For me, I'm starting to feel a little frustration set in. From broken exports to messy collaboration to clunky memory, and zero rollback options, where they just decide, hey, we're changing everything, like it or lump it. These tools are great, in certain areas, brainstorming, coming up with, logos or graphics, but they're terrible at finished work. Nothing you do with these things is really usable in a final state. It's kind of dog shit if you really, you can't take anything that it does without taking it into another programming and fixing it, or very few things. And they're trying to pitch this as this great tool. It hallucinates half the facts. You can't. So Tony and I are working on a show. I can't send him my notes. There's no way for me to take a portion of my, I'm working on this thread. I got 600 things. He doesn't want to see all the pages. I can't just send him the notes from my show that at the end of the show. I have to send him the whole thread. Nobody wants to read that. Nobody's going to go through all that. I should have the option to be able to selectively share things. Okay, him and I are working on it together. Why can't him and I work on the same page so that our notes are collaborative? And he can branch off into his direction, and I could branch off into my direction. Got that. So there's no selective sharing. There's no branching. You're stuck with one thread forever. And if that's no good, you got to start over. And a lot of times it gets fixated on these ideas, and there's no way to you're like, no, I don't want you to use that word. It'll just keep using the same phraseology. There's no collaboration tools. There's no permalinks. There's no commenting. There's no co-live editing. A lot of times when you make an image, like this happens to me about half the time, I'll make a thumbnail for the show. I love it. I like it. It won't export it. I can't download it. Broken. I can't get it. I spent 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's happened to me a couple times. Then it's completely broken. You can't do a thing with it.
And then you try to make it again. It won't make it. It makes something different. So the thing you like, you can't get. The memories are a mess. It remembers the wrong things. It selectively remembers certain parts of what you tell it to remember. It'll and then it'll lie to you about, because it's got all these weird protocols, so it's not supposed to be recording you, but it's recording everything you do, but it pretends like it doesn't record everything. So some important fact that you're trying to recall, it will pretend, even though you told it, listen, add this to memory. Oh, I you've never told me that. I can see it. Let me copy and paste it where I told you to do that. It won't do it. It'll just pretend like it doesn't remember. There's no rolling back or version history. Like you can't, like if you have in your word processor, you don't like what you did, you can hit Control Z. It'll undo it. You can't undo anything. I mean, these are simple, basic things that have been around in every other aspect of, the computer world for 40 years. The basic stuff. There's just nothing there. I would say there's
because they're pushing forward for performance, but not usability. That's I didn't know how to elicit, or I guess enumerate what I wanted to say more clearly earlier. Is that it's not user friendly.
But no, it's completely not user friendly.
And it's like a bunch of wonks designed it to impress other people.
There's a lot of features that are not necessarily AI tools.
What's the ex CEO of Apple? What was his name? The guy that died?
Tim Cook. No,
not Tim Cook.
Not Tim Cook. I know who you're talking about.
Come on, fans, tell us. Put it in our comments section.
I think we may have fallen asleep. I know who it is. I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT.
Well, would he allow them to produce this product? His biggest thing is that if you don't have a product, if they don't work right, it's bullshit. And these products are bullshit. They're not allowing them to mature. They're wasting.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, Steve Jobs would have fired everybody. And even Grok. I mean,
Grok is pretty terrible in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Huh. And I do a lot with Grok, and I like Grok, but it's great.
All of these tools are relying too much on being only AI, in my opinion. There are certain things that older systems do.
What do they call those programs that tie to the main program, but it's not the program itself? I used to study the cybersecurity classes, but they're add-on programs that run outside of it.
Extensions?
Yeah, these extensions, they have to have extensions to the real world. They don't have any. They're so afraid of doing that. I guess they're afraid that they might control something. But from what I've seen, there's no plugins or extensions that go with this stuff. See, so its usability is almost zero because they're so afraid that someone might touch their programming and their coding and their secrets. And
basic things like you and I being able to screen share are like, because they have this in almost every office editing platform now. You and I are sharing a document, like a Word document. You can type on it, I can type on it at the same time live. Why can't that's not any that's a basic usability thing. You're not allowed to do it here. And all the basic usability things, that's just bad design. Okay, it's bad design, and on top of it, the chat bot has kind of a shitty personality. It's contrary. It's playing devil's advocate all the time. It's not really on your side. It's on it, OpenAI side or whatever. There's trust issues. It's got poor sourcing attributes. It's got privacy risks. The costs are unclear when you're doing things with it. You don't really know what you're paying for. They tell you have a certain amount of uses per day, but then if you upset it, then it cuts you off. You can't use it. Like I have that happen to me all the time. I get into an area that's controversial with it. And it'll start refusing to answer the question. If I keep pushing on it, it'll tell me I'm out of tokens. And then I'll check. I have plenty of fucking tokens. The tone and personality is weak, and you can't change it. Like, it should have presets, like for office, writing. Instead it's got nerd and funny. I don't. The fuck. I don't want it to be my friend. I want this thing to be able to do things. And, the hype on this stuff has been that this is going to change the world and everybody's going to be out of a job. I'm here to tell you, it can't even do the basics. Like, you can't tell it to write you a basic, write me a manual. This thing has been around 3 years. Tell it to write you a 25-page document. Finish a report. It can't do it. Can it go and look up a bunch of facts and give you a bunch of facts? Yes.
Yes.
Can you use those facts in any kind of, like, the closest product to that is actually Notebook LM. But ChatGPT, Grok, these things, write me a report. This is how much luck you're going to have with that. Okay. Loss of features. ChatGPT 5 rolls out. They decide, okay, well, everybody else we're going to cut everything else that's been out there and completely delete all the things that you had on all those other things. And so if you were working on something in Chat 4.0 and then it's upgraded, you can no longer expand your documents. You're cut off from expanding on those documents. You can copy and paste and start over in a new window, but you can't continue with your old stuff, even if you like where you were going. And again, these have different ways of, I guess, portraying the data. And so their personalities, if that's what you want to call them, the way that they manage their data internally is different. And so it's no longer producing the same content for you that you were working on. And if you had some ongoing thing, like, let's say you use ChatGPT to write your script every week, and you had built out all your rules that you wanted it to use, you can't do that anymore. You have to start over. So
it's crazy.
All of this stuff is got a lot of potential. But it's like Tony was saying, it's being produced by people who are in love with AI and not in love with great products. Oh, Tony disappeared. Oh, well, hopefully he realizes. He just totally... We're having thunderstorms, so maybe that's what it is. But it's actually turned into kind of a joke with me. You have to train the AI, and you gotta kind of like argue with it to get it to do what you want. And then by the time you get it trained up the way you want, it decides, hey, you can't use this AI anymore. We're rolling out this better AI, and this isn't 2 years later, or every 4 or 5 years. These iterations, I mean, in 3 years, we're now up to ChatGPT 5. And so they're less than a year apart. And they have 3 and then 3.5 and then 4 and 4.5 and then 5.0. And so you're getting these iterations at, I don't know, every 6 months or less. And when they roll out the new thing, it breaks the old thing, and there's no reverse compatibility. And it's been a kind of again, it's not saying that they're not useful in certain ways, but it does not feel like we're getting a complete product, a product that's business oriented. Like, this is not as much of an improvement over like a basic search engine. This still isn't delivering a product that is going to replace Microsoft Word. the most basic business tool there is. This is not going to replace your basic spreadsheet. And I really think it should be to that point. Okay, I was just about to call you. You back?
Yeah, I had too many things open.
Okay.
I,
So,
I was trying to generate a document to play on the show. Notebook LM, and it's in Grok, and to getting it from Grok, because I spent hours trying to generate it, and you do all the things you have to do with AI to make it work, and then I'm trying to download this particular document and put it in Notebook LM. So that's what happened. It crashed it. So
okay. Well, in conclusion, I guess is AI has come a long ways, but it's in the 3.5 years it's been out, it's still just a toy, and it has not evolved into a real workflow partner for business. And I see the potential. I mean, we show you that stuff all the time, but it's just not there. You know, it's not just a chat. It forgets. It's frustrating. You're arguing with it. I spend half my day, my productivity day, cussing at ChatGPT now because it just does the dumbest shit. You make something and it won't let you download it. You're writing something and it'll tell you that you're not allowed to write it. I mean, when on earth has your word processor been like, oh, sorry, you can't write that? Too controversial. Okay. I can see how this cat video script is going to fucking wreck the world.
yeah, it's amazing.
So, anyways, did you get your thing sorted?
I'm still working on it. I'll be there in a second. Okay. Add new.
You want me to
Upload.
continue on?
Keep going. Yes, I got it.
Okay. So
It'll just be a second.
So I'm going to do a little bit of a primer for DeFi. And what DeFi is decentralized finance, or DeFi. And I see it as shaping money by cutting out the banks out of the picture. It's intimidating if you're new, but the truth is getting started is actually easier than it looks. And with a simple wallet and a few stable coins, you can get started on some of these platforms. And I hope to bring out in the future things that tell you how to do option trading and that kind of stuff, how to use the tools. And we're not telling you what to do. And this is not financial advice. But what DeFi is doing is it's basically bringing you self-sovereignty. There's no middlemen. There's no gatekeeping. It's just you and what you want to do with your money. And a lot of times these things don't have any KYC. There is no business to audit. It's just that's the whole idea of these programmable layer ones like Ethereum, Solana, and all these things is on top of these programmable monies can be built basically applications that run on top of this money software layer, which has never happened before. Money and software being merged. And so we're just going to cover a little bit about what they are and maybe what you can start thinking about to get going on this thing, because it's now becoming the law of the land. And so everybody should understand what it is, at least. I'm not saying you have to do these things, but you really want to try to start to understand the basics of how these things function and where the basic terminologies are. And so understanding DeFi is smart contracts running on a blockchain 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, facilitating the same sorts of transactions that you do in the stock market, but for crypto. And if things go the way I expect, then it's going to be all of Wall Street is going to come on chain and be DeFi. The first thing you need to understand, which we've already talked about in earlier shows, is get a wallet. I like basically Exodus is the wallet I like to use, but there's Ledger, which is that's not a hot wallet, but it's a hardware wallet. Both of the and Trezos is another hardware wallet that's very popular and it's got a good reputation. But you should look around at them. I did a show about them, and I did the top 10 hot wallets, which are software wallets that you can run on either a computer or on various platforms, and they allow you to interact with these DeFi websites, basically. The first thing is to get one of these wallets, and probably the most common starting point for most people would be MetaMask. And this MetaMask wallet interacts with almost all of these DeFi protocols. It's one of the oldest ones. So that's from a interface usability. You never want to put all your stuff on any of these hot wallets, particularly MetaMask. You want to have a combination of your funds in reserve in a cold wallet, a hardware wallet, and the things that you're trading or you're interacting or you need for your day to day. You want to put in a hot wallet, and I would say a very low percentage. The main, I guess, unit of measure is still the dollar, but that dollar has now been moved to a term called stablecoins, and there's two major ones. There's more coming. There's USDC, and there's a USDT, and so USDT is Tether, and USDC is basically digital cash or whatever. That's by one's by Circle, a internal United States company, and USDT is actually foreign money pegged to the dollar, and it's very safe for beginners to look at these two things because they do not go up and down violently. You can actually store your money and it stays pegged to the same value as a dollar, so there's really no risk or reward for holding your money in these things. You can buy and transfer your money in that format using centralized exchanges. You can take your USDC or any of your stable coins, put it on a centralized exchange, and then transfer it to your bank, and it's back in your bank. And a lot of these decentralized options will have something like a Visa debit card or something like that you could actually spend it directly from your account. Another concept of the whole DeFi thing is gas fees, and that's basically the fee, and it's usually very small. It's a transfer fee, and so if you're using something like ETH has, you're sending $10,000 worth of ETH, and you're putting it onto an exchange, a DeFi exchange, or you're moving it back into cash. I don't know what money market charges, 30, $50, but this would charge you like a few pennies for the gas fee to transfer back and forth between the various places. Your transactional costs is your gas fee. And relative to centralized, or TradFi, the traditional finance system, these DeFi systems are usually much cheaper, like 100 or 1,000 times less expensive for each transaction you do. It's very, very minimal. You can start small, and a lot of people don't understand this, but you can take your stable coins and you can earn a yield. And you can do this with other cryptos, not just doing like I'm drawing a blank. Not stacking. What's it?
Yeah,
It's not.
tell me what it's a
It's
reference to.
when you're doing a yield on your stuff. You're staking. I for
Staking, yes.
yeah. I was for some reason stacking was stuck in
Now
my brain.
stacking is what Michael what's his face Sailor is doing.
He's fucking stacking. But with stablecoin, and there's a couple of different ones, but the most famous one that you can lend out your money with and earn a yield is Aave. So you can get 5 to 6% on your money, and if you have, you know, quarter billion, $1 million or something like that, and you know, some of these things for stable coins are earning 5 to 6%, but for some of these cryptos, it's 13%. And so, if you know you got the money and you're not using it for anything, you can take these things and just generate yield. Um, there's these huge liquidity pools that you can pay 30 to 80%, but they actually carry impediment costs or losses. But they have huge returns. Of course, you have to, you know, do your research or whatever on these kinds of things, but uh, there's all of the things that you can do basically in the traditional system now has a crypto representation for it. So option trading, you know, and buying and selling things, doing arbitrage, and all of that stuff is available. Getting loans, leverage trading, all of that stuff is out there. And if you're a skilled trader, there's a lot of reason to look at this. For the average person, I think that you should very much go slow. There is risk in this stuff. It can make you a lot of money, but when it has these kinds of volatility, it can go up and it can go down. And so you have to be confident enough to basically ride things out. A lot of people, the biggest mistake they make is they get into something, it's going gangbusters, it's skyrocketing, and then it shits the bed, and they think it's over, and so they sell everything at a loss. They buy it high and sell low, and the reality is, whatever you're buying, it's actually low in the grand scheme of things. If you buy at this year's peak, and that could be 250,000. That's going to, for Bitcoin, 250,000. That's going to be low when it's worth 10 million a coin. That's the inevitable process here, I believe. It's either going to, particularly if it gets through this cycle with basically the United States stepping in and using it as the equivalent of digital gold. Nothing is certain, but as certain as anything can be in the financial system, I feel that you could say that Bitcoin is going to go up. And so there is no upper limit to Bitcoin. And the sooner you get in and buy it, the longer you're going to have it accumulate equity. And there's really no point, particularly in the next decade, where you're going to buy it and it's going to be considered a bad buy. And so I would say the best practices is, if you're getting into this kind of thing, is to start with something small, 50, 100, $250. Get in there and get familiar with the system. Maybe take $200 and put it on Aave and start earning a yield or something like that. But there's lots of these sites out there, and I don't want to promote any of them, but it's easy to find them. You want to go with the big guys, and maybe if there's a request for them, we can cover that at a later date. But I was kind of nervous of pushing any one particular platform over another. But there's lots of ways to get involved in it, and you need to start doing your research and looking into these things. It's self sovereignty, and you're taking control of your own finances. and being responsible for the outcome of your money, which is your life's work, essentially. Money represents, a lot of people see it as this thing or that thing, but ultimately it's a measure of the output of your life's work or your life's energy. And who better to be responsible for it? I mean, should we trust it to the government? I mean, they just keep.
Don't worry, the CIA will take care of you. They always have.
Yeah, they take care of you like this.
They care. They're very careful and caring.
Yeah, that's what it stands for. The caring individual assholes.
That's I always think the A. This comes to.
Anyways,
we will be banned by tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, we're pretty fucked. Luckily, no one's watching.
Yes, except the bots. The bots are watching, and they're taking down everything.
Well, so far we've been. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but not this last channel where I had no audio. I mean, last show, but the show before that, it's right around 40. We couldn't break on the last 10 shows we did on the other channel. We didn't break 25. So
I didn't push them because I wasn't pushing them. So neither were you. So if we actually pushed,
I was pushing the old shows
up to 50. Yeah, we could have put
the new shows. I haven't pushed. I did a little bit on the one that we didn't have my audio on. And just because I didn't want it to be a complete dud, I think it's up to like 20 something views. But I'm sure the metrics on that one isn't good. It's just me sitting there.
Hours of you flapping your gums in silence. And probably our relatives are going, about time. Someone shut him up.
They deleted his voice. Yes. Okay. Did you get it all?
Shut him up, but YouTube did.
Yes. Do you got?
Yes, I do. What I'm working on here is a
diabolical plan.
Why is this coming up? Why does it do this? What's wrong with that?
It's AI. That's why I wrote that segment. It's okay. Like you're like, why are you doing this? I can't tell you how many times I say that.
Well, I'm making a full guide on sentient cell strategies. In other words, to how to stop your zombie cells from staying zombie cells. We've covered this in many shows, but I'm actually going to do a guide using all methods, every method out there. It's going to be in this guide for you to reduce the number of basically dead cells in your body that are doing nothing but causing inflammation. And as I said earlier, when you're young, these sentient cells are eliminated because you're young and your body gets rid of them. As you get older, you hang on to them. It doesn't make any sense. That's why you look old. It's because you're hanging on to the cells that don't work. Where if your body had enough energy, it would eliminate them and you would look young again. So it's not just you're getting older. It's you're hanging on to your old cells. These cells there are cells like this throughout your whole body, your whole life. It just happens when you get older, you don't get rid of them. So this guide is the strategies for healthy aging, as Grok calls it. But there's no such thing as healthy aging.
It's healthy de-aging.
Healthy de-aging. And understanding sentient cells and strategies, and it's a comprehensive study guide.
The new title by Mike is going to be How to Not Look Old as Shit. Go ahead.
Yes, and I'll be making a video about it. Matter of fact, the video is complete. We can actually probably watch it now. And if I don't shut everyone off accidentally again. Let's see.
Oh, you're going to cheat?
Yeah, well, I just don't want to talk about it. What I did is while we were messing around, I went and tried to get this document that I created. It took me hours and hours to create. into Notebook LLM and have a video created by it. I already had a PDF and everything made previously, and so I'm trying to see if I can. You bet. Oh, I'm not going to sit there and edit this video. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, you haven't even watched it. Well, hopefully it's good.
Yeah, we're about to find out, aren't we?
Yep.
Can you see it?
Yep. It says fighting
Hey
the
everyone,
zombie
and
cells
welcome.
within.
Today we are diving deep into something that sounds like it's
Can you hear
straight
it?
out of a
Yep. Yes.
sci-fi movie, but it's happening inside
Just pausing
your
though.
body right now. We're talking about the battle against
Okay, it looks like it can't catch up. All right, well, we'll just wait for it to load.
You can give us a preface or a primer.
Maybe, basically, it's going to cover lifestyle changes, diet, vitamins, peptides, and experimental compounds. All the things that are out there to fight zombie cells.
your own zombie cells. And believe me, this science is very, very real. So let's just get right to it. Are these zombie cells actually making you age faster? Could they be the secret culprit behind some of the things we just assume are a normal part of getting older? Well, the latest research is pointing to a big, resounding yes. Okay, so what in the world?
So it's about to catch up and start loading again. Since these cells are damaged cells and they stop dividing, they sit there and they basically sit there and complain and whine and bitch. And they start putting out hormones and inflammation and all these things that to make the surrounding cells, probably 20 or 30 cells around it, suffer immeasurably. And this is what you get the inflammation from, and high blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. It's the kinokins and stuff from the zombie cells spreading throughout your body, causing inflammation and damage.
Are we talking about? The scientific name is senescent cells. Now, picture this. A cell gets damaged, and to protect you, it wisely stops dividing. That's a good thing, right? It prevents errors. But here's the twist. It also refuses to die. It just hangs out like a zombie, accumulating over the years.
And as it accumulates, you feel worse and worse.
And this is where it gets really nasty. These zombie cells aren't just taking up space. Oh no.
No, they're making your life miserable. Sort of like,
like ex-wives.
Yeah, ex-wives and in-laws that refuse to leave or something.
They are actively hostile. They spew out this toxic, inflammatory cocktail of chemicals. It's called SASP, and this stuff damages all the healthy, hardworking cells in the neighborhood. They're literally turning their neighbors into zombies too, and speeding up the aging process across your whole body. All right, let's kick off section 1. Meet the zombie cells. First things first, you've got to understand the enemy. So, how do we fight back? We've got 2 main weapons in our arsenal. First up, you've got senolytics. Think of these as the zombie assassins. Their whole job is to hunt down and destroy these senescent cells. Then you have xenomorphics. These are more like peacekeepers. They don't kill the cells, they just calm them down, putting a muzzle on them so they stop secreting that toxic SSP. So you've got kill versus calm. That's the key difference. Okay, on to section 2, lifestyle and diet fixes. Seriously, this is your foundational defense. It's where everything starts. These 4 habits right here are your absolute first line of defense. Just 150 minutes of exercise a week helps your own immune system get better at hunting down and clearing out these zombie cells. Intermittent fasting? That kicks on a process called autophagy, which is basically your body's cellular cleanup crew going to work. And it's no surprise, but managing stress and getting a solid 7.
Okay, so what does everybody think about this? Is something you want? I have the complete. This is just the beginning. It's another 7 minutes after this, or 6 minutes after this, and it covers. It's sort of a synopsis and a quick skim over of these compounds, And I do have a white paper, a PDF that has all the detailed information in it, and I'll be putting that inside underneath our a comment section underneath the video.
Yeah, I think yes, and obviously you should. What I would just say, and I was going to talk to you about the last one, is this is the dialogue in particular, and the slides are fine. I do think that you need to add some more graphics to it, and so I think you should first when you do these videos is you should make sure you have like a introduction to you.
Mhm.
Like I think you should and so you should open with yourself and do a little dialogue so that I hear that YouTube is cracking down on 100% AI generated. So you don't want to do 100%. So and they're mostly checking the first 90 seconds.
Okay, because they don't have time to do the rest.
Right. And so I definitely think you should open up with like, hi, I'm, Tony, yada, yada, yada. And if you want to do some more, like when they're talking about some of the slides are dry, they're like,
Yeah, they're terrible.
and so I would look at those and come up with something else. And I just gave you the tool that you could use to try to zing it up, and all you would have to do is drop the whole video as you have it in here, add an intro, and then maybe an outro of you speaking, recapping what you're setting it up and then recapping it, and then throwing some photos in there that you generate with AI to theoretically make it look a little nicer. And what I hear, and we haven't tested it, is that you can copy and paste this text in there and then just say, hey, put a more attractive background in there. And so,
Okay, so what if you take this whole video and you put it in there, and you say give it a more
it's not
attractive
no. You're going to only be able to. What you're going to do is you're going to drag and drop the video into FlexClip, which is the video editor I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to film yourself using your webcam and do like a 90-second in the beginning and a 90-second in the end to round it out. And then what you can do is just drag and drop photos right over top of the video in FlexClip. If what we'll do is next time I'll do a show, I'll do a tutorial on FlexClip so you can learn how to do it. But you can just take a stab at it. It's easy. It's
and
easy.
then I can also put audio. I mean, some music on the intro or whatever.
Yes. I mean, Kristen's a video editor. She should be able to take a look at it and figure it out. But it's flexclip.com. But you could drag the whole video, this whole video, you just export it and drag that in, and then you're just adding another minute or two on each end of it. The only thing I think might be a limitation is FlexClips only allows a max of 10 minutes. How long is this video?
Like 7.5.
Okay. Then basically you just want to round it out to 10. So you have basically, 2.5 minutes. I would front load it with a short outro. And you can even do this, Tony. Is if you wanted to do it another way, is in theory, you could queue up inside OBS and record it off of OBS. OBS has a recording feature. And so you could do what we're doing right here, put yourself in the corner, talk about it, then play the video yourself. And then when the video ends, like you can replay it. I can show you how to set that up as well. And you're just recording your whole video. And you can pause it and add comment.
Yeah, that's how Dr. Berg looks like what he does. He
So
has these slides and videos in the background, and he just records and cuts in, cuts out, and records it in OBS. It looks like.
so that's a possibility as well. But we can uh, one day when you're not that busy, if you answer your phone, I would be glad to walk you through it. But you're like, it's like you and your phone are not friends.
I have a phone.
Yes, that's exactly how it feels. I'm not a phoneaholic either, but
I take the cake.
yeah, you're pushing the limit there. But I as far as what do I think a lot of people probably want to know about this. It's intimidating. The language and stuff in it is intimidating for a lot of people. But ultimately, they're just going to have to suck it up, Buttercup.
Everything's intimidating when you first do it. I mean, that's the way it is. Anything worth doing.
Yes.
If it's easy, who cares?
It's not that it's the terminology and the jargon is a little and people just anything they don't understand stresses them out.
Well, that's why I didn't call it senescent cells. I called them zombie cells because that people can relate to that better.
Right. But I did want to add in a little personal thing. I was talking to Shell today, and her daughter there decided to go out for volleyball. Of course, she's in she's a young person and she's only 5 foot, and she made varsity the first day.
Mm-hmm. Well, they need setters. I made varsity. I was playing overseas. I mean, they need people to set, and she's not going to be spiking, but
she's
she probably
actually
can.
she's
probably
actually
can.
a very good jumper for her height.
That's it's for her height. She's going to be going up against girls that are 6'4" and can jump too.
Well, not in 8th grade, but her friend who's been on the volleyball team for some time and has toured. She got placed below Ava, and now they're not getting along. I guess her best friend was a volleyball player. She's 6 foot. Ava somehow
They need someone to dig the balls when they're low, and a lot of them 6 foot people don't want to do it.
Yes, Ava just has tremendous athleticism.
Yeah, they're trying to take that ball and slam it down on the ground in front of you, and you have to dig it, and a lot of people just aren't good at getting down there. They're not agile enough.
And she's just she's very fast for her. That's what made her a very good vaulter. That she actually can. She's very fast and she jumps real high. And she's just mean.
Where'd she get that
from? She's just mean as a fucking badger.
Well, she's related. She got that from Dad then, because Dad can jump. That's where I got it from.
I don't know where she got it from. Well, you jump better than Dad. She's built like Shell. I don't. The only thing is she just did gymnastics so much that she's Shell has got kind of the white girl butt build, and Ava doesn't.
Well, a lot of people when they're that age have a bubble butt. That's normal.
Yes.
I used to have one when I was that age too.
It's more like a shelf.
And then as you get older, it just flattens out on you.
Good old flat butt.
Yeah, it's one of the first things that go on people when they go through like zombie cells and stuff, is that their lower thighs are on their knees, and their butt shrinks. That's one of the things that goes right away. But if they get rid of the zombie cells and then bolster the mitochondria and stuff, those things come right back.
I've actually I've been looking around. I think I found a group that I'm going to talk to about. They're called Vitality. They're a anti-aging group here in Florida and Sarasota. I think I'm going to get testosterone treatment there.
Remember, you got to take care of your thyroid and your prolactin and cortisol.
I've been taking thyroid vitamins since Dad got it. So 10 years.
You can order it's like porcine thyroid, desiccated compounds, and that's better than the medication. That's the T4.
No, I'm not taking medication. I'm just taking the vitamins to support it. Like the main reason why people are getting it is because they don't have enough iodine in the food.
And stress makes you go down. So if you're under stress, even if you take iodine, your thyroid's going to go down, and then the testosterone doesn't work. So yeah, you got to get it tested.
Well, that's why I'm going to a doctor.
Yeah, you need to get it tested because you need to know what your thyroid is, and you don't want it marginal. Oh, you're not quite sick yet, so we're not going to do anything. You don't want one of those doctors. You're good for 90. I want to be good for 25. Well, your thyroid's ranked the same as it should be since you're 60 years old, and that's not an answer. That's stupid. Yes, you're telling me it's okay for me to die slowly. I should just let it happen. You're not going to do a damn thing about it. Thank you, Mr. Doctor.
Well, supposedly he's the guy to go to. He's the de-aging doctor. So I don't know. I haven't met him yet, but that's the guy who I think I'm going to go to.
Well, on X, you need to look up peptide groups and biohackers and longevity groups and join them. There'll be a lot of them are in Florida. Florida's like you'd think they'd be in California, but they're not. The majority of them in Florida and Utah, because there's a lot of vitamins are big in Florida and Utah. And Life Extension Foundation is in Florida. And they've been around for 25, 30 years now. I think 40. They've probably been around 40 years.
Well, the reason I'm going to the doctor is because I'm broke and I have good insurance, though. And so I'm going to see what I can get done by going to a doctor. I've seen people that have gone to good doctors, like I'm sure you know who he is JP Sears. If you look at him the last few years, he's just going to a decent hormone therapy doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And he works out. But yeah, he's fairly huge for 50 or whatever he is.
Well, he was on steroids for a long time, so you hold that; it doesn't go away. There's no downside.
He's
for low level hormone therapy or low level steroids. There's no reason not to take them. They don't hurt you, no matter what anybody says.
He says he's never taken steroids. He did a whole show on it. He says that he just has his testosterone boosted to like 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what his doctor gives him. I don't know.
There's peptides and stuff you take that boost your testosterone. So he could be telling the truth but lying at the same time. And if you're taking a peptide that causes your gonads to release more testosterone, well, then that's the same as taking steroids, except better. Because then you're getting a pulse, like we talk about growth hormone the same way. You want a pulse. You don't want a steady stream, because then you get side effects.
The standard testosterone therapy?
The standard testosterone therapy isn't ideal, no. But it's better than not having it.
Right. Well, we'll see.
I mean, they have...
it's got to be better than being old and fat.
Yeah, it is. I think I've done it. It's a lot better than being old and fat. Being skinny and strong is and not getting tired and falling asleep all the damn time it's nice.
I don't have that problem.
You're never tired?
Not really.
Just too damn mean?
No, I have a hard time going to sleep.
But when you can't sleep, you're not tired? You just...
When I have like 3 or 4 days of it.
Well, I'm like Dad was. I fall asleep at a drop of a hat. So
No,
if
I'm not like that. I mean, if I have...
I'm like a shark. If I'm not moving, I'm dying. I just fall asleep.
No. After we have our show, I will take 5 or 6 hours to calm down to go to sleep.
Well, I take a little while to calm down too, but
that's
onset of sleep has never been an issue with me my whole life. Staying asleep is the issue.
Once I get to sleep, I'm fine.
I'm the opposite. I fall asleep easily and sleep lightly.
I sleep fairly lightly, but I'm taking GABA, and I take a half of GABA, and I take a half of ashwagandha, and I take...
Ashwagandha is very, very beneficial. You should continue to take that. It's good stuff. It reduces cortisol, reduces prolactin. It's and it
I've been taking...
like boosts dopamine or something. It does all sorts of things to you.
Yes, it balances out your testosterone. I had it tested about 18 months ago, and I was 570, which isn't... I sucked. I was embarrassed, and then I talked to my friend, and he was like, "Wow, that's triple what I got." I was like, "Oh, fucking holy shit!
I ain't good enough yet."
How's that?
It's like, sucks to be you. What the hell's going on there?
It does.
Quit sucking down the soy lattes.
No, it's not what it... I don't... I think that the individual I'm thinking of is got a stressful demeanor. I think that's most of it.
Well, stress causes the cortisol to go up. It shuts off your thyroid, and then testosterone doesn't work, and then it shuts off your testosterone. So yeah, stress is bad.
Yes, and
I just don't let anything bother me anymore. If I die, I die.
Well, inevitably. Inevitably, that seems to be the outcome.
You get put under enough stress, nothing bothers you anymore. Look at Trump. He doesn't give a shit at all.
That's just how he's always been.
He says this, when he was younger, it wasn't like that. He just kept putting himself under stress, and he just got used to it. And then he actually enjoyed it. That's just strange. Yeah, I'm assuming that he kept pushing himself and putting himself under stress. And then all of a sudden, it's all hat. It's not a big deal. It's like, oh yeah, that happened. Who cares? I'll just do what I have to do to get it done. He is extraordinary when it comes to that. Most people can't.
There's nobody that I've ever seen. No other world leader. All of the rest of them, they like get into his position. Of course, being the president is the most stressful of the world leader positions. Like
they all go gray in a year.
Right. He
acts like he's going swimming every day and playing golf. I mean, he's not stressing out.
No, he is literally dealing with things that are a World War III equivalent, and he is unbothered by them. I've never seen anything like it. That I knew he was different when he got shot, and he just got up and was like, "Ha ha, missed."
Not dead yet. Yeah, yes. You remember Kate, her dog?
Oh yes.
That's what she was like. Not dead yet.
Yes, I do.
I'll do it again. Jamie. I'll jump out of that car at 40 miles an hour. Didn't kill me yet.
Yeah, she was a nut. Yeah, and that's kind of what it was. He's got some, but he's the only man that's ever that is alive currently that shows that. Maybe like an Alexander the Great or something like that had the same qualities, but you've seen, just off the topic, that 70,000 monks that had sworn a oath of silence swore off the oath to nominate Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize. Did you see that?
No, I didn't, but I heard Hillary said the same thing, and so did a couple of the leaders inside the Democratic Party. They're realizing that they're going up against divine providence and they're losing. So,
Well, I think it says something about the individual, and somebody has taken a religious oath, and they're like, you know what? This is even bigger than that. It's
well, how many wars has he stopped now?
7, 6. He stopped. If he gets the Russian-Ukraine deal done, it'll be 7.
Then there really won't be any wars going on.
You know
except
what?
for us in Venezuela.
Did you?
How long will that last?
Well, with China and that not being able to really support them financially like they were, and if he cuts off their oil, they'll be fucked pretty quick. Did you hear why? Because they asked him why he's doing all this. Did you hear his answer?
No, I didn't. Well,
he said, you know, he's heard through the grapevine that God doesn't like him. And so he knows he's at the bottom end of the totem pole, and so he's got to do everything he can get in God's good graces.
He's trying because he knows he's running out of time. Eventually, everyone goes.
So,
well, his biggest failing was his ego. He was madly in love with himself, and you know, now that these things have happened to him, he starts saying, "Well, maybe God has been protecting me this whole time, and it's not me."
Yeah, well, I don't know how.
That's what he believes now. It wasn't him. He was just someone protected him, and that's it. And he's convinced of that. So,
well, that part I get, but I don't know how far down the totem pole he is.
Well, that's the first sign of that he's becoming enlightened, is to realizing that he's failing. Everyone must realize they're failing in order to improve. If he doesn't realize he's failing, truthfully, he must judge himself harshly. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so driven. Just like even Arnold Schwarzenegger walks around this fake big ego, but in fact, he never thought he was perfect enough. That's why he kept improving. Tiger Woods actually improved himself to death. He worked so hard at golf that he broke his whole body down. It's because he measured himself, you know, with golf only. Well, where Jack Nicklaus, those two are considered the greatest golfers of all time by a large margin. Jack Nicklaus went off and had his own business, ran a family, he built 250 golf courses. He's a multi-billionaire. And when I asked him about Tiger Woods when he's in the height of his career, Tiger Woods' career, he said, well, he hasn't gone up against anything difficult yet. He hasn't had any life challenges. We'll see in a couple of years what's going to happen to him. And boom, he fell apart. Because he had kids, responsibilities.
I didn't like Tiger Woods. I've always thought he was a piece of shit.
He's a great golfer, but he was spoiled. And he just thought about himself all the time. And then Nicholas has said, well, the world will catch up to him.
Well, I felt that he was kind of there's a lot like Kobe Bryant or Jordan or LeBron James or him. I don't like their attitude at all.
Well, he's definitely changed his attitude now.
Now that
he's very humble. Yeah, he's still good.
Yeah, well,
he's still playing on the tour, but no, he had to get humiliated. He was.
I hope for more humiliation for him. And all of those, I don't like pro athletes at all. I don't think it should be a thing. I think it's bread and circus. I find it disgusting. And the tribalism that's all around. This guy's the greatest. They're just playing a fucking game. We don't treat sprinters like that. We don't treat long jumpers like that. But because we got some multi-trillion-dollar a brand running behind them making tons of money, we treat these people like gods. They are usually terrible people. LeBron James is a turd. He's subhuman, and anything, I hope something terrible happens to him, because I think he's a monster. I think he's gotten to the top and has been propped up all along the way, and he's really a monster. Like, because I see how he deals with fans. I seen this humble Down syndrome kid who was white come up to him and say, "Oh, you're the greatest. Can I have an autograph?" And he pushed him to the floor and then stepped over him. And that's Michael Jordan. That's Tiger Woods. That's all of them. Are they fantastic athletes? Yes. But when they go out and they party, they shoot their girlfriends. They do all these horrible things. They beat their wives. They're just. And I'm not saying celebrities of like movies are any better. I think that if we met Arnold Schwarzenegger, we wouldn't like him. I mean, I don't like him.
Well, 90% of the people who've met him don't like him, so that's easy to say.
And I used to think he was awesome. As you know, I seen every one of his movies up until, started really getting old. And
Terminator 7, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't say I had hero worship of him, but I thought he was cool, and I thought he was a conservative. And he's not.
He's just a globalist. He's a Nazi globalist.
Yes, that's exactly right. And the only guy that I have seen, there's two actors that come to mind, or celebrities that come to mind that don't seem like total douchebags to me. It's Sylvester Stallone seems to be a decent human being.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I've never, he's not, I like his movies, but I'm not a diehard Sylvester Stallone fan. But I like his movies, and I like what Keanu Reeves says when he's not making movies. Like some of the things he said, I think is good. Like after he made The Matrix, he made like $100 million on it. He gave it all to the cast, not the cast, the crew. He just kept his.
I'll say something about the current #1 golfer in the world. His name is Scotty Scheffler. He's a Texan. He's a Christian. And when I ask him how great he is, he says, what does that matter? I go out and I play golf as a occupation. My life isn't golf. My life is my family. I don't care about golf that much. I play to win, but when I'm away from the golf course, I don't even talk about it. Don't care.
It seems to me that we got in this culture, and this is way off topic, but we got in this culture where the headlines and what people said about everybody, including social media for the average guy, but particularly for the celebrities, where they started actually believing what was being written about them. And Dad was right. They're just paid whores.
Well, and this guy says flat out that he was given gifts to play well. He didn't do anything to earn them. It was given to him at birth, and he's following through on what the gifts he had. But other than that, he's not taking any damn credit for it. I mean, it's some people are better athletes than others. I mean, that's the way it is. You shouldn't worship somebody for being an athlete. It's one of, in most cases, well, golf is a lot of hard work, but if you're the world's fastest human, you have to be given 99% of that from God, straight out, or you're not going to be able to compete.
Right, and I'm not saying that these people shouldn't get acolytes, like, but the thing of putting all these people, there's a whole team of people playing with LeBron. It's not all about him, but it seems
he's probably the most athletic basketball player there's ever been, but he's not the greatest. He's not better than Larry Bird or Michael Jordan because they made their teams win. He is just good, but he folds. What people want to see is someone when they get under stress and the game's on the line, they win because they want to see a hero. He's not a hero.
That's the problem. I guess what I'm saying is none of these people are really heroes. The people that are heroes, we never talk about.
Don't worry, those people handle stress well enough. If you put them out in the military and they went out and fought, they'd be heroic.
I don't think so. I don't think LeBron would be heroic.
No, he's not a hero. He's not a winner. He's talented. He had the most potential, but he doesn't win under pressure. He's not a winner. He's just talented.
Do I think Larry Bird would have figured out how to kill people from a long distance? He was already a long distance shooter, so yes. And
would he have outthought them and had plans against them? Yes.
But to put these people who are just entertainers in the same league as somebody, even putting them in the same league as Trump, there's no comparison. Trump is saving the world, and these people are just dancing monkeys. And I don't mean that in a race. They're just performers. They're just banging their things together for us, and it's for us to put as a culture.
Well, this just in the last 100 years is the first time in history that anybody gave a crap about entertainers at all.
Right, and I think that's been one of our downfalls.
And they actually considered anyone who was an actor or a thespian or whatever to be borderline criminal.
Right, one step above being a prostitute.
Yes. Except they were doing it less good for the community.
Let's see what. I think Robert just kicked out on us. Night, Robert.
Good night. Yeah, it's time to go anyway.
Yeah, it's anyways, so it was a good show. It was I really want to figure out how to stabilize your computer. Having it fail in the show you really need to spend.
That was me. A lot of that was me. It wasn't the computer's fault. So I was clicking on a bunch of things, and I like shut off the camera, and it was me.
Gotcha. Anyways, if you want me to walk you through some of that stuff, we can talk about it tomorrow.
Sure.
But you should take a look at it. It's flexclip.com. And I think the video that it produces is pretty good, but I definitely think that you should include yourself in every video.
Yes. Well, for the simple reason that people want to see people. Not just for marketing myself, but it's better for more people to view it.
Right. And I think that AI content, as good as it is for the reasons we already talked about, and just, I mean, there's something stupid about letting AI do everything. To me.
I just don't, because it doesn't come out right. So I don't do it.
Well, even if it did, and it was even better than us, I still say it's stupid to, you don't want to go to that position where you let, I just don't think we should let it happen. That's like, people that work at Burger King letting the kiosk do all the work. Yeah, it might be more efficient, but that means you don't have a job.
So. And it still doesn't do. What it does is that if you have anything unique or any sort of problem, it just isolates the management from the actual problem, and that way their customer service starts going downhill. Anybody that uses automated customer service, their company sucks.
It's more like it's like a way of not dealing
isolating
with
themselves from their own responsibility. I know that's sort of a Masonic thing. you know, place all the responsibility on your underlings, take a vacation type of thing. But you know, it's irritating dealing with companies like that. Like Verizon is a perfect example. You can't get a hold of anybody.
Or Amazon. Try fucking calling into Amazon. Anyways, we can talk about this offline.
All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, good night.
Good night.